Welcome students, this is your own channel Learner's Saga. In the previous video, we have discussed the first 4 paragraphs of the story, The Fun They Had. In this video, we will discuss the next portion, that is from paragraph number 5. But before starting, I like to request you to press the like button and subscribe the channel if you are new, and also to comment and share the video. So without wasting any time, let's begin. The inspector had smiled after he was finished and patted Margie's head. So the county inspector, he repaired the mechanical teacher well, and after finishing his work, he patted Margie's head. That means he carefully, affectionately patted on Margie's head. Patted means to strike affectionately. He said to her mother, "It's not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Jones. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick." So he also praised Margie, saying her mother that it was not the little girl's fault. Actually, the fault was of the machine, because the machine's geographical sector, that means the mechanical teacher's geographical sector, was moved in a very fast way, a little too quick. That was a little quick for the girl like Margie. Those things happen sometime. And he also said this kind of things, this kind of situations happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10-year level. And he had slowed it up as it had increased, its speed was increased. Now it had been adjusted by him quite adequately for a 10-year-old girl. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory. And he also said that the overall pattern of her learning is satisfactory rather. So don't worry about the girl. Actually, the fault was about the mechanical teacher. And he patted Margie's head again, and saying that he again affectionately patted Margie's head. Margie was disappointed. But Margie was not happy with this. Rather, she was disappointed. She had been hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. So Margie was thinking about taking the teacher away by them, as she hated giving test after test the most. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. And she hoped so because once upon a time it happened to Tommy also. Tommy's teacher was taken away by the county inspector for the sake of repairing. That's why she also aspired that by this time, probably her mechanical teacher may be taken away by the county inspector. But it did not happen. That's why Margie was disappointed. So she said to Tommy, "Why would anyone write about school?" Again that topic about the book, the real book. Tommy looked at her with very superior eyes, as he was senior to her. So with very superior eyes, Tommy looked at her. On being asked, "Why would anyone write about school?" "Because it's not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago." So he's pretending that he knows everything, and he said to Margie that it's not their kind of school, because it was the old kind of school that had been hundreds and hundreds years ago. He added loftily. Loftily means again in a superior way, pronouncing the word carefully, centuries ago. Like that, as I have told you, centuries ago, giving emphasis. Margie was hot. Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all the time ago. She read the book over his shoulder for a while, then said, anyway, they had a teacher. Okay, so Margie was hot. Why? Because she disliked the school most, and the idea of writing anything about school was also not quite appreciated by Margie. So she was very hot. She read the book for a few minutes, but after that she said they had a teacher. Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. So regular, again the term regular, here it suggests the mechanical teacher. Okay, in their case, they by the regular teacher they mean the mechanical teacher. Regular here normal or the usual kind. So their usual kind was the mechanical teacher. Rather, it was a man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Now Margie asked the question. It's very striking for her. How is it possible that a man can be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. Quite easy. So according to Tommy, the teacher just told the students things and gave them homeworks and asked them questions. A man isn't smart enough. So again Margie is scornful about. According to her, a man isn't smart enough. Not quite smart as their regular teacher, their mechanical teachers are. Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. So again it's a sweet debate between these two. He said that his father knew very much the same as their mechanical teacher. He knows most as much. I betcha. That means I betcha means I bet. Margie wasn't prepared to dispute that. She said, I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. Again, Margie was very scornful as we have noticed. So she said to Tommy, actually she doesn't like a strange man, an unknown man in her house to teach her. Tommy screamed with laughter. So on hearing this, Tommy laughed. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers don't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. So Margie's idea was that the teacher may be a person who would come to her house to stay with her like the mechanical teacher. But Tommy corrected her. Tommy rectified her, saying that the teachers of their predecessors' generation, hundreds and hundreds years ago, the teachers they didn't remain in the students' house. They had their own homes, and the students used to go to learn something to them. And all the kids learned the same thing. Now again, Margie asked the question. So all the kids went to the teacher. So was it possible for the teacher to teach those students? Sure, if they were the same age. So we can see that Tommy had a better knowledge than Margie in this case. Tommy again corrected her, saying that sure, If the students were of the same age, then there was no problem of teaching them in a group. So actually, from paragraph number 5 so far we have read, it's all about Margie and Tommy's discussion about the modern day teacher and the previous ancestors when their predecessors were there, the human being as a teacher. So as Margie hated the school and the teacher, the mechanical teacher most, she was very much scornful about hearing the story of the teacher as a man. She disliked the idea of learning anything from a man, as it was a notion that a human being can't be able to know anything as much as their regular teacher can. And she also had the wrong idea rather, that the students had the privilege of having the human being as a teacher in their homes in old days. Again, Tommy corrected her, saying that no, she was wrong in her notion. Actually, the students used to go to the teacher, to the human being, to learn something. So students, today up to this portion, paragraph number 7. In the next video, we will finish this story. Till then, goodbye.